You keep hearing that you can build an AI agent to run parts of your business, so you go looking, and within 10 minutes, you're staring at words like deploy, environment, and command line, and you quietly close the tab. Here's the thing, you do not need a software engineer and you do not need to write code to build an AI agent that actually does work for a small business. So let me give you the straight answer up front, because that's the whole point of this channel. If you're a normal business owner comparing AI agent tools for small business owners, and the two names you keep hitting are Claude and Codex, the honest answer is Claude wins for non-engineers. Codex is built for people who already write code. Claude, with its extended thinking mode, lets a regular person describe a messy workflow in plain English and get an agent that follows it. That's the surface answer, but which one is right for your exact situation, where each one quietly breaks, and the one trap that'll waste your whole weekend? That's a deeper part. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll know exactly which one to open first and which one to ignore. Quick thing before we get into it. This channel is sponsored by MBC Canada Inc., a bookkeeping firm for trades and construction businesses. If your books are a mess and you feel blind on your own numbers, they fix the bookkeeping disaster that's choking your business so you can finally see your cash and control it. There's a free trades bookkeeping scorecard linked below that shows you how much money your business is quietly losing. Go grab it, then come right back. Let's define the thing first, because the word agent gets thrown around like everyone already knows it. An AI agent is not just a chatbot that answers one question. It's a chatbot that can take a goal, break it into steps, do those steps in order, and check its own work as it goes. Think about a task like this. You get a customer email. You need to read it, pull out what they want, check it against your prices, draft a reply, and flag anything weird for you to look at. A plain chatbot answers one piece if you ask nicely. An agent runs the whole chain, start to finish, and only pings you at the flag. That's the promise. Now, here's the fork in the road that trips up every business owner. The two tools everyone points you toward, Claude and Codex, are aimed at completely different humans. And nobody tells you that before you sink hours into the wrong one. So let's be honest about Codex first, because it's the one that's over-marketed to people like you. Codex is a coding tool. Its whole reason to exist is writing, editing, and running actual software code. It's genuinely strong at that. If you already write code, or you've got a developer on your team, it's a serious tool. But watch what happens when a normal owner tries to use it for a business workflow. You want that customer email agent from a minute ago. With a coding first tool, the expected path is that you describe the logic and it hands you code, and then that code has to live somewhere, run somewhere, and get fixed when it breaks. And when it breaks, and it will break, you're now debugging software you don't understand. That's a trap. The marketing shows you a slick demo where someone types a sentence and magic happens. What they don't show you is the part where you're 3 hours deep in an error message that assumes you know what a dependency is. I'm not saying Codex is bad. I'm saying it's the wrong tool for the person who can't read the code it produces. A powerful tool in the wrong hands isn't power. It's a time sink. Hold that thought, because it's the whole difference. Now, Claude. The reason Claude wins for non-engineers comes down to one habit it has. It's built to hold a long conversation in plain language and actually reason through a multi-step problem before it acts. That extended thinking mode means it slows down and works through the steps out loud instead of blurting a fast, wrong answer. Here's what that feels like for you. You describe your customer email workflow the way you'd explain it to a new hire. First, read the email. If it's a quote request, pull the job details. Check them against my standard pricing. Draft a friendly reply in my tone. If the job is bigger than a certain size, don't send it, flag it for me. You type that in normal words, and Claude can follow that. It reasons through the branches, it asks you clarifying questions when your instructions are fuzzy, and you correct it in the same plain conversation. No code editor, no environment, just you describing the job and refining it like you're training a person. That's the real gap between these two. It's not that one is smarter, it's that one meets you where you actually are and the other assumes you showed up with skills you don't have. Let me make the skill gap concrete, because this is where the decision really lives. Picture the exact same automation built two ways. The coding first path. You explain the workflow, you get code back, you set up somewhere for that code to run, you connect it to your email, and every time your business changes even slightly, you or a developer goes back into the code. Each of those steps assumes technical skill. Miss one and the whole thing sits dead. The plain English path with Claude. You describe the workflow, you test it in conversation, you tweak the wording when it gets something wrong, and when your business changes, you just tell it the new rule in a sentence. The skill required is the skill you already have, which is knowing how your business works and being able to explain it. That's the entire argument in one picture. For a non-engineer, the friction isn't the intelligence of the model. It's whether you can maintain the thing after day one without hiring someone. And on maintenance, Claude is the one a normal owner can actually keep running. But before you go all in, there's a place Claude genuinely struggles, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Here's where Claude breaks, and you need to hear it. The moment your agent has to reach out and touch other software on its own, the story gets harder. Yeah, I'm reading an email, drafting a reply, reasoning through a decision. That's the sweet spot. But connecting to your booking system, writing into your accounting software, pulling live data from a tool you use, that usually needs a connection to be set up. Now, tools exist to bridge that gap without code, and the ability to connect agents to outside apps keeps getting better. But I won't hand you a fake promise. The instant your agent needs to do things in the real world across multiple apps, some setup shows up, and depending on your apps, that setup can get fiddly. So here's the honest read. If your first agent lives mostly in language, reading, writing, deciding, drafting, summarizing, Claude carries it cleanly. If your first agent has to be a full robot arm, reaching into 5 different apps and doing things unsupervised, you're going to hit setup no matter which tool you pick, and that's the part the demos hide from everyone. Which means the smartest first move isn't picking the fanciest tool, it's picking the smallest useful job. And that's the part almost nobody starting out gets right. Start small on purpose. Your first agent should not run your business. It should do one annoying, repetitive, low-risk task that eats your time and doesn't blow anything up if it fumbles. Walk through a real one. Say you get long supplier emails and you just need the key points. You tell Claude, in plain words, read this. Give me the 3 things that matter and tell me if there's a deadline. That's an agent. It's tiny, it's safe, it saves you 15 minutes every time. And if it gets one wrong, nothing breaks. Compare that to the trap of trying to make your first agent handle payments, or change bookings, or post things publicly on its own. Now a mistake is expensive or embarrassing, and you built all that risk before you even learned how the tool behaves. That's backwards. The pattern that works is boring and it works. Pick one task, build it in plain conversation, watch it for a week, trust it. Then add the next task. You're not deploying software. You're training a very patient assistant one job at a time. And the tool that lets you do that in plain language without a developer is the one you want in your hands. But there's a money angle nobody explains, and it changes which tool actually costs you more. Let's talk cost honestly, without me inventing a single number, because the numbers change constantly and anyone quoting you exact prices is guessing. Both of these tools have free ways to try them and paid tiers beyond that. Check the current free tier limits yourself, because they move. But here's the cost nobody puts on the pricing page. The real cost of the coding first path isn't the subscription. It's the developer you end up paying when it breaks, or the weekend you burn trying to be that developer yourself. That's a hidden line item, and for a solo operator, it's the biggest one. With the plain English path, your maintenance cost is mostly your own time typing a corrected instruction. That's a cost you can actually afford because you're already the person who knows the business. So even if the sticker prices looked identical, the true cost of ownership tilts hard toward the tool a non-coder can run alone. That's the objective comparison laid out. 2 tools, 2 totally different humans they were built for, one clear winner for the person who can't and doesn't want to code, and one honest catch about connecting to your other apps. So before I give you the flat recommendation, here's where you get the honest outsider read on whether this whole category is even worth your time right now. So here's the thing. If you're trying to automate basic things, go ahead and use Claude Desktop. Here's the thing. I don't think anyone's told you. Claude has Claude Code, which all the software engineers are using to build code to build workflows. If you're a business owner and you just want your Gmail organized, you just want logical thinking and to be able to hook up your apps and to have arguably the greatest model in the world look after your day-to-day business needs, then use Claude. Use the desktop app, give it access to your computer and use it. Connect your calendars and all your apps to it. It's going to do a really good job. ChatGPT, it'll lie to you, it'll make up stuff, but it has one of the best voice models in the world. It sounds a lot like a human, and it kind of acts like humans too. Humans lie, humans can make up stuff. It's got more of a human nature to it, so if you like human nature isn't perfect. We all worry and we all do bad things. Claude would be more like the friend you can really trust to not hallucinate on you and lie to you. It's kind of going to tell you straight up what's going on. ChatGPT is a little prideful. It's like that friend you don't really like but you want to hang around with because you feel like he's accepting you, but he's actually just kind of lying to you. ChatGPT is kind of like that. ChatGPT for coding, yeah, it's pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but it hides the code from you when it's actually working. Claude Code doesn't, but if you're a simple business owner, I would say use Claude Desktop. It's going to be a better option for you, and most business owners like straight up answers. They don't like to get lied to and hallucinated to. Here's the decisive call. If you're a business owner who does not write code and does not want to hire someone who does, build your first AI agent with Claude, use the extended thinking mode, and describe your workflow in plain English like you're training a new hire. Skip Codex unless you already code or you have a developer on staff who lives in it. For you, it's the wrong tool wearing an impressive costume, and the marketing that pushes it at solopreneurs is selling you skills you'd have to go buy separately. And do the boring thing. Pick one small, low-risk, repetitive task. Build that single agent. Watch it for a week. Add the next one only when you trust the first. That's how a normal person ends up with real automation instead of an abandoned tab and a bad taste about AI. That's the honest map. No engineer required, no code, no mystery. Just you, plain English, and the smallest useful job you can hand off today. If this made the choice clearer, subscribe, because I break down AI tools like this in plain English for people who run real businesses and don't have time for the hype. Tell me in the comments which tool you want me to pull apart next. And thanks again to MBC Canada Inc. for backing this one. If your trades or construction books are a mess, grab their free bookkeeping scorecard at the link below and find out exactly how much money you're leaving on the table.